Howdy, howdy, folks. A-Train here with you for a new series on Nimby Rails. Well, welcome everyone back to the channel. This is a pretty new game. I think it just came out a month or two ago, and it has to do with trains, which is awesome. Always fun. I want to thank you for coming on board and hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell icon so when you go live, you'll know it, and or if we upload a video. Also, follow us on Twitch at A_train_games, on Discord at A-train_games, where you can join the discussion. Check out my Steam library, see what I've got available, and what's there as far as like airports for Tower 3D Pro, stuff like that, and join the discussion on this and other games. And donations are greatly appreciated. PayPal.me/A-train_games. We'll welcome you aboard. Hope you're having a great day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are on planet Earth or beyond. Okay, let's cut the willy foo-foo stuff and kick it on to Nimby Rails. And now the game doesn't have any sound. So, it's like two guys developing this. But what they've done is really pretty cool. Pretty impressive stuff. So I will be providing all the ambient noises and what have you. I might have to find something to go with this, particularly with where we're going to go on this video. So this is your opening welcome landing screen. A bunch of different maps and colorful stuff and what have you. You got your continue new, load games, join games. Yes, there's multiplayers available. And then there's some options, credits, and bailout. So we are going to do a new game. I'm going to change the name here to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. There are mods available with a bunch of different trains. Those are on the Steam Workshop. So you can check it out there. And there's a link in the description below for this game. It's only like $16 or $17 US. So if you want something to kill some time with, it's a lot of fun. This is it. It's a good idea. It's a good game. All right, let's hit start. Hey, look there. There's the map. Let's pause time. So clock, money, map. And look, it's like real deal map. This is like universal time. It's like 03:02 in the morning. Yeah, 5 hours ahead because it's daylight savings. That sounds about right. I'm in Dallas, Texas, which is Yodish, about there. Greenwich Mean Time is about here. So that's all cool. All right, so this is your landing screen. Not a ton to the menu here. Over here is your main menu. You can click on that and turn that on and off. You can do a search. I'm not sure on what. There's mods here. Your company and accounting stuff is here, which has info. You can do up to 3 loans, and you can pay them off early. You can take new loans, however many years, APRs, monthly payments, all that stuff. And we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars even. So the monthly payment of $9 million and your interest of $15 million, yeah. Well, I mean, you're taking out like $1 billion loan. So good stuff to know there. Then you've got your accounting screen, which will you can go by days, weeks, months, quarter, year, lifetime, and see how things are looking. These arrows here allow you to go forward and backward through the days and through the months and years. All right, so pretty simple there. Map options. Get your plane map. You can show plane tracks. You can show line overlays, speed overlays, and select or deselect icons. And then the population overlay. Now this is really cool, and we'll look at this when we get in closer into the city view of where we're heading. Otherwise, everything else over here is train related. Your info tool is just basically this setting here where you're pointing at the screen and clicking. Tracks is where you go to build stations, depots, lay tracks, connecting stuff together, and track branches. We'll go through all that. Lines, so you build tracks and then you assign lines. So this is where you tell it what your station stops are going to be, how long the station stops will be, speeds, default minimum distances, things like that. And then you come over here to buy your trains. Now the base game has 7 models available. City Tram, H. Vitesse D. That sounds Italian. I don't know for sure. A Kaio 231 is, I'm pretty sure, Japan Rail. We're going to be using those. London 1992 Mesem Leva E. New York R160, which is, I think, the commuter cars up in New York City. And the Sepia, which is, I think, a high-speed train over in Europe, if memory serves. So, that's all well and good, cool and neat, in a neat and cool sort of way. What are we doing? Well, you're looking at the map of the world. Where do you want to build your railroad? You choose. It's that simple. If you want to build on Madagascar, you can build it there. If you want to build in Australia, New Zealand, you can build it there. If you want to build it at Fa, if you want to connect Honolulu and the islands together in Hawaii, you can do that. It's whatever you want. So we are going to go this way because we're going to the Kanto Plain of Japan. Now you use WASD keys to move the screen around. Okay. And we are going to zoom in here on Tokyo. Now, what's interesting here is these maps are like Google Maps. I mean, you can zoom into about this close. I mean, we're looking at the the Emperor's house here at Edo Castle, Tokyo. You come right over here. See this big empty space right here? See where it says Tokyo Station Gallery? This is where Tokyo Station would be. All the railroads have been removed. Now you can tell where the right-of-ways are and where they run and things like that. But you can set your own path. You can either, try to build, and improve on what was existing or what is existing, or you can chart your whole path yourself and do whatever you want to do. All right. So why Tokyo? Because I love Japan. You guys should know this. If you've been on the channel at all, you know this. I mean, if we zoom out, we move the map this way, we can zoom in over here. This is Okinawa. This is Kadena Air Base. This is where I was stationed. Oh, look, there's Reisner Gym. My dormitory was right. Well, this road seems a little odd. This is the base bowling alley. Here's Reisner Athletic Complex. My dormitory was right here. So there you go. You learned something today. But yeah, this is Kadena Air Base, Okinawa. You could build trains on Okinawa. But we are going to go back up to mainland Japan and go to Tokyo because it's a super heavily populated city and there's lots of fun stuff to do. So something I do want to look for. Oh, it's there it is. Never mind. We just found it. There's Haneda Airport. So when we play this on Tower 3D Pro, you now know where it is in relation to the rest of central Tokyo. Tokyo is a administrative body over a whole bunch of wards. Okay, it's kind of like New York City has the Bronx and Brooklyn and Queens, Staten Island and Manhattan, right? Those are kind of their own little individual entities, and New York City is just kind of the all-encompassing deal. Tokyo is similar to that, all right? But anyway, so here is the airport, which is good to know because we may have to build trains out there eventually. I don't know why I'm just so wiped this evening, but I wanted to do some train stuff. So, all right, so we're going to mosey. Where are we here? Otomachi, Kamigawa, Misato. I think I went too far north. Here we go. All right, so Edo-jo, right here. Now, what's interesting about this, the Japanese use trains as their primary form of transportation. I mean, you can get taxis, and you can ride the trains, or I guess there's bus systems. But the trains are everything. I mean, millions of people ride the trains. See where it says Shinjuku? See this little space right here? That's Shinjuku Station. Okay. That has a passenger throughput of over 2.1 million people per year. That is the busiest rail station on planet Earth. Shinjuku, as opposed to Tokyo Station, which is over here. But Shinjuku is kind of the, I don't want to say government capital, but it kind of is. There's a lot more to Shinjuku than there is right around Edojo. The Diet is right in this area. Actually, I think it's right here, which is the parliament for Japan. Tokyo Station is huge in and of itself. You've got Ginza, which is the neat shopping district. I've walked, and you can walk this whole area. It's phenomenal. If you go just a little bit north, you cross the Konda River, which is this little stream-looking thing right here. And then you come into Akihabara, which is the electronics capital of the world. And you go just north from that, and you get to Ueno Station, which is pretty big. And Ueno Zoo, and this is where all the famous pictures of like cherry blossoms are done. So fun stuff there. All right, so I told you earlier, so we picked a pretty populous, there's only like 15 million people live in this area. Let's go over here to this map options thing and hit this, population overlay. Boom. There's some people here. Imagine that. So that's why we picked Tokyo. But I also know quite a bit about the trains there because we're building a model of the train system, my buddy and I, including Tokyo Station, and then the lines that run north from here to Konda Station, which is right here, and then they split and go around here to Ochanomizu Station right here, because it goes under these two roads. And then Akihabara Station, which runs right here and across here, and then the Chuo line, or the Chuo Sobu line comes across and then joins in over here with the Chuo line, which comes around here, and then all the other lines go north up here, and then the Shinkansen line, Japan Rail East Shinkansen, dives underground just after it crosses the river, and then its next station is up at Ueno. So lots of cool stuff, but we're not going to do the above ground stuff. We're going to do subway. All right. And the key to this, we're going to do the Ginza line. See this where it says Chuodori? That's a famous road, and it's a very big time road that runs up through here. Okay. So it cuts over across up here, runs through Konda, it runs underneath Konda Station, and then it crosses the river, and then it runs into Akihabara. So the Chuodori, there's a lot of shops, electronics, and stuff there. David Nielsen, welcome aboard, sir. You're a funny guy, as always. So now the thing about the Chuodori is the Ginza line, subway, runs underneath the Chuodori. So that's why we need to give a little backstory here. Eventually, we'll build the Marunouchi subway line, which runs underneath Tokyo Station, kind of like at an angle like this. Maybe right here. Okay. Because it then runs up one of these roads. It's not going to be this one. It's kind of, it may come out here because it curves under. It crosses the river here and then runs underground here. And then there's a station right here. The Ochanomizu station for the Marunouchi subway is right under this area. So you have to come out, go above ground, cross over, and then go down to the Japan Rail station there. All right. So with that said, the Chuodori, we're going to build us a station. I'm going to limit the station lengths to 500 meters. I think the maximum is 800. So we're going to click on tracks, and we're going to go here to create new station platforms. Click. Now, there's 4 options. Viaducts, so elevated tracks, ground, run on the ground, then you'll have, it'll either build bridges or underpasses, underpasses, but there's some limitations, like if you try cutting across stuff at too odd an angle, you may get some wonky indications and stuff. But you can see it's trying to come up with a name for it. It's also telling the number of people in the catchment area there. And like the times and the length is up at the top where it says I equals 379 meters, right? And then you can see the big circle, and that's the catchment. And that's adjustable. So we're going to hit escape because the issue is I'm on stations, not tracks. That's why it wasn't doing what I was expecting. Then there's trams. which you can run down streets, and that's all cool. Hello, Sarah. Welcome aboard. And Alex, Cali Real Fan, what's shaking there, buddy? We're doing some train stuff for you today. So, trams, you can run down streets and stuff, and then there's tunnels. We're going to be working with tunnels because we're doing subways. All right. So the Chuodori, we're going to build our station for Tokyo right here, but actually it's going to be Nihonbashi, and then we're going to connect to Ginza, and then we're going to run south and north. So let's see, Nihonbashi, because there's another subway line I think that cuts across here. So we're going to pick a spot, and this looks like a good spot. We'll start right here-ish, and we'll run this way. And we're looking to go 500 meters, and there's 500 too. So you can go to 800, and boom, there it goes. Nope, can't do that. Okay, so we're just going to keep it a little less insane and go 500 meters. Okay, so now I got to click a second time to set it in. All right, now what it's doing, see, it says global blueprint build. It's not building this until we commit, and you have to double commit to building. So there's opportunities to back out of doing whatever it is you're looking at doing. So we got a 500 meter station here. It's Tokyo Chuodori. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Okay, so I accidentally clicked on something. I'm gonna hit escape, and it got rid of it. Now, if you accidentally build something, notice down here at the bottom it's got some hints. Left click to create a new station platform. Escape to go to edit mode. Control Z to undo the last edit. Okay, cool. So we want to change the name of the station. I'm going to click here and then click on the name right below Tokyo. And it will say use automatic name. Well, you can turn that off, and we're not going to use Chuodori. We're going to make it Nihonbashi Station, STN. Now, notice there's the area. We can make the catchment area smaller or bigger. And then note that the number of people in the catchment area changes as we make it smaller and bigger, which makes a lot of sense, right? So we can catch 12,000 people here if we go full size, but we really don't want to because we're going to be making stations like every kilometer or so, right? So we'll start with that, and then we can adjust it later as necessary. Click done. So that's good to go. But this station is going to cost us $46 million. Okay. And it's tunnel, and that's the key, is why it's more expensive. But we're not going to build it until we click build all blueprints. All right. So let's go south to Ginza. And again, we're staying under the Chuodori, and we will build the station for Ginza, the shopping district, by clicking station platform and making sure we're on tunnel. And we're going to start, I think we're going to start right here and run down to here, not that far. There's 500 meters more or less. Sure. That'll work. Yeah. And click again, and that commits. That just commits down the thing. So now notice how the two areas are overlapping. All right. So we'll click on that, click on this, change that, click here, Ginza Station. And we're going to reduce the size of the catchment so they just kind of butt up against each other. Because ultimately we want to have Tokyo Station in here too. And then that will have the massive catchment area. We want people to be able to go from one to the other and the other to one. All right, so there's Ginza Station. So that's how you build a couple of stations. Very simple. We're going to continue south because when we get down here, there is, we're actually building down here to Shinagawa. Notice this big open area here? That's because that's a big ass rail yard. Okay. The Shinkansen turn off over in this area and they come over here. I think this is the Shinkansen yard. And they cut up over and then they join back in over here somewhere. All right. But this is just a big rail yard where there's a bunch of, there's a big station and there's platforms and there's Shinkansen platforms and everything else. But it's also the storage tracks and maintenance yard for Japan Rail stuff. So we want to get there because we want to build our depot there because it makes sense to put your depot there. Because, yeah. All right, so there's Ginza Station. We went a little big with it. I don't know if we can go Shinbashi Station here. Let's do another station, tunnel. And we'll do $500 meters. Okay, now we're going to click the commit there. Now, let's say I'm not happy with this location. All right, when I click on this, I can move these things. So say I want to move down to this street, and we'll start the station here. Okay, and then I can move this one and we'll stretch it back out to 500 meters. And sure, there. All right, and then I just click on something to turn it off. All right, so this is Minato. So we'll just we'll go with Minato Station. All right, and then we're going to reduce the size of its catchment area so it just abuts up with the other, and we're good to go. All right, so we'll continue this process. We're building, so the Chuodori, you can see, just kind of winds its way down here. Now, no, that's Minato there, so this is not going to be Minato Station. This is going to be, we're going to call it Shinbashi Station, even though this says Minato. Shinbashi's up here, but the Minato Station will make down here. So this is, we're going to go back up here and just take this out. Shinbashi Station. Cool. And then like Tokyo Tower's like over here. So, and if you're not familiar with Tokyo Tower, it is exactly 1 meter taller than the Eiffel Tower. Hooray. Because Japan. All right. A couple more stations and we will be ready to start doing some train related stuff. We'll do a station here at Tamachi. And I think, you know what, we're going to do, this is going to be Tamachi Minato Station. And we'll start it here and run it 500 meters this way. Okay, cool. Click on it. It's set. All right. Go back up here. Health statue. Nope, we're not going to use health statue. We're going to put Minato Station. Okay. And we're going to reduce the catchment area of it. Actually, we'll go up just a little bit. Excuse me. So we're working on kind of a big space here. Now, we're down here to Shinagawa. That's where we wanted to get to. So doop-a-doop-a-doo, we're good there. Let's start about here and run 500 meters here. I mean, I know it could be 501 because we don't have to be totally anal about it. All right, we click on that, come over here, take off that. Shinagawa Station, and we're going to make this a big one. We'll have that be big because why not? Okay, done. So now we need to connect everything together. All right, so we're going to go over here to append tracks or create new ones and make sure we're still on tunnel and see how it's got like circles and radii and all that stuff. There's a radius. It all works together to determine how fast your trains can go. All right, so like we'll go to there and then we click and it sets it. And we go to here and we set that. And then we kind of go up to here and see it kind of jumps up and joins. And we didn't really want to do that, so we're going to swing it out just a little bit. And then, that looks goofy. Let's see what I can do to ungoofy this deal. Yeah, that's not too bad. Makes a little bit of a bend there, but that'll work. Okay, so then we're going to continue running, and I'm trying to keep it beneath the street because it runs beneath the street. Right, so we are going to run a little bit of a curve here. There, and so stuff will join together eventually as you. All right, And we're coming into Ginza Station here so we can go shopping. Hooray. And now we're going to connect up to here and there. And now we're up to Tokyo at Nihonbashi Station. All right, cool beans. So there's our line, all right, with our 5 stations. And I actually think we're going to click here, go back to Nihonbashi Station. We're going to make the bubble bigger for it so it encompasses more people. Sure, that'll do. All right, good show. So now we need to build a depot. All right, so as we talked about, we're going to do it over here in Shinagawa. Now, so this is going to involve a couple different things. We're going to be building branch tracks off of what we're going to air quotes main line. And then we're going to be transitioning up to grade level, to ground level. So create new branches, all right? Now, right here, we're going to start it here, and notice it comes off at one direction. That's not really ideal. So we can hold the shift down at the bottom. You see hover mouse cursor near existing track, blah, blah, blah. Press shift for the opposite direction. So we press shift, and then we get the opposite direction. But not that close, so we have to go up here to get it. So I'm trying to get right to where we can get it. Left click to create, and then escape to go to edit mode. I'm going to left click, and now we actually start creating it. So now it's just basically set up the transition into this area. All right. So what we're going to do is run underneath the roads here and click there. Now, the next step is we're going to actually do ground. And we're going to click here, and you'll see how it kind of transitions up out of the ground. And then we click on that. So that's going to set that aside. Now we're going to go back and create a branch off of the other side, but we need to start with the tunnel. So here, we're going to look and see it's coming from the direction I want it to. That's good. So we're going to run this way, and right about here-ish. We're going to click, and then we're going to come above ground. And now I want to see where the other end is. This looks pretty sporty. I think we're going to be able to fit this in here. Okay, so now we've created this. And remember, we can go back and I mean, if we want to click on this, we can move this. We can click and hold and move this point. We can move this point here, you know, whatever we want to do. All right, there's all kinds of options. Until you build all blueprints, nothing's been done, okay? So now we want to create a depot, all right? And to create a depot, we're just going to click and drag, and that looks pretty good for our depot. And then we click to commit. Now, we're going to go back to our edit, and we're just going to back this up a little bit. And then we're going to append, connect A to B. Boom. All right, now to make this look a little neater, we're going to back that off just a little bit. And there we go. Now there's the north end of the depot. The south end looks like it's in pretty good shape. So we're going to go doink, just like that. Now we've got a depot on the line. Hooray and huzzah. So now we have somewhere for our trains to get maintained and sleep at night and what have you. All right, so now we have our route built. Okay, so $317 million. Click this. Do you want to build it? So you got to click this one. Then you get the master idiot alert. Do you want to build? Build. Cha-ching! And now it's committed. Okay, so it's a 2-step process. There's a safety factor there just in case. Now, at this point, we'd have to delete stuff to change it, and we wouldn't get money back for it. All right, so that's how you build a line from A to Z, okay? All right, so now what we want to do is buy a train, and we're going to buy a Coyote 231, which is an E231 EMU, electric multiple unit. These typically run in 16 car configurations. We're not going to run 16 cars. So for the Ginza line, I believe it runs an orange color. Okay, so name Coyote TTO is going to be 231S for Subway. Serial KYT 001S. Sure. Okay, so I want an orange color. So your base color, you click here on the drop down, and then you come over, you click somewhere, and then you can click over here and dink around with the rainbow. Okay, so you got all the colors of the rainbow available to you. So we're going to go up here to orange, get us a nice bright orange color. That'll do. And we're going to copy that because we're going to use it. Now, decal, use line color. You pick a decal. So this allows you to do funky stuff with your train as far as the paint scheme goes. All right. Now, I think this looks most realistic. So here we're going to grab, we're going to do this bottom one. Okay. And we could do this one. It's got silver doors, but I kind of like this one. This one's actually pretty sporty too, as is this one. So these are kind of cool. It allows you to differentiate all your trains, your different train lines, your colors, and what have you. All right. So pick a decal. All right. Then, oh, the decal color. No, we're not going to use the line color. We're going to use silver. Yeah. Right about there. Okay. Boom. So, all right. At this point, we have the option to make the train bigger or smaller. It comes as a 6-unit multiple unit train. And it tells you all the details about it. Top speeds 120 clicks, max packs 900 for the configuration we're in. Okay. The head car is 138 packs on each end. So that's what, 276 between those two cars. And then the inner cars hold 156 each. So there you're looking at another, 600 plus. Your power, maintenance cost, running cost, dimensions. And here you can make it bigger or smaller. All right, so we could, but that's as big as you can make it, is 8 units. All right. And so then, I mean, max packs would be 1,524. We don't want that big. In fact, I think we're just going to run this size. Now here it's telling you the cost. So if we run the 4 cars, so it's a 6-unit train, it's a $13 million train. We're just going to run it as a 4-car setup. It's only 8.8 million. All right. And we're going to buy, we're going to buy 2 of them to start with. So now we click purchase. Now we got 2 trains, but there's no line for the trains. Uh-oh. Wah, wah, wah. Well, before we set up the line, because we'll be able to do that here in a minute, let's set up their schedule. The trains in Tokyo, I think they stop running either at midnight or 1 a.m. and they start running again at 5 a.m. Okay, so at least I remember that. So we're going to have, we have this schedule thing here. You click toggle new slots mode. Click anywhere to schedule a new slot. And see, it's dropped something in here already at 9 o'clock. I'm going to take this and I'm going to, I think, well, no, I'm not going to do that. And see, this gets a little bit hinky, okay? So all you got to do is drop back over. You just turn that off, and then you get all these menu options, and you can just chuck the day, and it's gone. Now that we're in this portion, now things are editable. Here, I can drag this up or down to 5 o'clock. All right, I'm scrolling up or down with the mouse wheel. All right. Now, I want to create another a new slot here. Excuse me. And that's at 1:01. Okay, now I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to make that 1 o'clock. So we're going to say the train stopped running at 1 a.m. All right. Now, in this slot, we have a couple of options. And here you can edit this stuff, what have you. All right. You can take what day of the week, and you can do the specific time. For the order, you can run a line or you can store in a depot. So for this time, we're going to store in a depot. We got to pick a depot. So to pick a depot, we're going to go over here, and there's our depot. Pick depot, click. Now it knows to store in a depot. Okay. Now, if I want to transfer this to the other days of the week, copy selected slot. We're currently, all the lines showing means we're in that slot. Copy. You paste slots onto a given day, or you can paste into every day of the week. Okay, so there it's in every day of the week. Now, we need to get the other times set up to run a line, but we don't have a line ready to go yet. So let's make a line. Click on lines, all right? Now we need a start location. We're going to start Shinagawa Station. Oh wait, nope, this is not what we want. We're going to click this down here to create a new line. Now it's going to come up. And the name of the line, we're going to call it Ginza Subway. Code, well, I don't know. Ginza Sub, whatever. Here you can set a base ticket price. Okay, say $5. And then you set a price per kilometer. And this, if you just push a number in here, if you highlight and then put a number in, it's going to create an extra space. You'll just have to take it out. Now the line color, we're going to paste. That's got our orange color to it. PAX AI transfers, you drop this down, consider stop minimal interval, consider line max interval. This, I'm not overly sure what it does yet. All right, so I'm still learning some things about the game, but this one I don't think is terribly important at the moment, so we're not going to deal with it. All right, so down here at the bottom, we got add waypoints and add stops to the line. We want to add stops to the line, and that's when the AB comes up. So our first stop is going to be at Shinagawa A, and then see it starts building what looks like a real train schedule. All right, then we're going to come up here to Minato Tamachi Station, easy for me to say, and click A, because we're staying northbound. Shinbashi, you can actually scroll back out. Okay. Ginza. Now, when we get to Nihonbashi, we're going to turn the train around and go back the other direction. So we're going to hit B. Then we're going to hit B, 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 and that's it. So see, now it goes back to Shinagawa Station A. And that's our complete route. All right. Now, timing calculate. See all these red numbers and at least this and blah, 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 master idiot alert stuff? You click on this timing calculator here at the bottom, and it brings up these windows. And then you start seeing things appear here. Leg travel times, acceleration ramp, ideal average speed. I mean, you can see what the distance. It's basically 2 to 2.5, almost 3 kilometers from Shinagawa to Minato Tamachi. Okay. Ideal average speed, let's say 80 kilometers per hour. Estimate leg travel times. 2 minutes, 2:19, 1:57, 1:54. See? So now it's fixed that, and one master idiot alert is gone. All right. Now, minimum interval bulk time edit. Minimal intervals, okay? We want to look at the total time. Here it is. 17 minutes and 15 seconds. 8 stops. It should start here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's back to the end. All right. It takes 17 minutes and 15 seconds. We're going to half that. So that's going to be, what, 8 minutes, 37 seconds. So let's go here. We're not going to do hours. We're going to 0, 8, and say 40. Okay. Now click this minimum interval 0840, and now our other master idiot alert has gone away. Minimum stop time bulk edit, set minimum stop times. So minimum stop time currently is 10 minutes. We don't want that. Minimum stop time we'll do 1 minute. Okay. Set minimum stop times. That just all changed. And we can lock the stop times, and we can unlock the stop times and what have you. Okay. That is how that's done. And we can we're not going to add new stops. We're going to turn off the calculator. Now, it's going to go back, and as we run trains, it will compute what the best interval for minimum intervals is. All right. So it'll do that for you. And then you can adjust it accordingly. All right. So we have our Ginza subway line all set up. Now, we go back to our trains. No line for the train. So this train right here, which is going to be Ginza 001. I know, real original stuff. We're going to tell it during this time frame to run a line. And line, pick Ginza subway. And it changes the color. Now, it's going to ask us where we want to start from. We'll start from Shinagawa Station A. You can start at any station, though. So you'll see what we do with this in just a minute. All right. So now we've got this selected. We're going to copy the selected slot, paste it in slots of every day, and our schedule is built. Boom, confetti. All right. If you want to get rid of something, you just click on either a day or a slot, and you can delete all. You can delete the day. You can delete the slot. You can copy the entire week. Okay. And what we're going to do is that right there. We're going to copy the week schedule, and we're going to go to the other train, which is, see, so now Ginza 001 has a line assigned, but this train does not. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to call this one Ginza 002. Okay. And now we can replace the entire schedule in train 002. Click. It's good to go. So here we click this, store in a depot. We're going to make sure that the depot's lined up, just in case it's not. Now, the other thing I can do to move the map is right click and drag. Because when you're in this edit mode right here, you can't use the mouse key, the WASD keys to move around. So you just right click and drag. All right. So here we're going to pick a depot and click it. Boom. It's already assigned, I think. I believe that carries over. Now, here's the trick. We're going to click here, and where it says start from, we're going to change that to Nihonbashi Station B. Now, we're going to click on that. We're going to copy that slot, paste slots in every day. Now we've changed all of the slots. So now it knows every day it's going to start out from the depot. It's going to run up to Nihonbashi, up here, and start there. The trick is the amount of time it takes to make that run, because it gets a little wonky on this. So what we can do, so that we stay at this 5, because one train's going to be going this far, the other train's got to go that far, is we can back up this start time. See, that's moving this block. If we click on this, though, we can move this up. So we'll move it up to 452, and I think that's going to put us there just about right. So we'll move all these up real quick, because this is really about the quickest way and easiest way to do it, is just click on the block or the slot, hold your left mouse button, and then move up and down to adjust your timing. Okay. Now, for Ginza 001, we're going to give it like a minute, 2 minutes, say, to get to its station. So we're just going to click and drag this up. Click and drag this up. Yeah. We could copy and paste this, but there's some overlap that occurs, and it's a little goofy. So this may seem like this is a little more time consuming. You could, of course, do this and then drop the slot in, and you can manipulate this after you've run the schedule a couple days too. All right. But that's it. That's the schedule. We're set. Now it's Thursday. So this is where we are. And it's noon because it's my sister's birthday. Or it's about to be. This is on Greenwich Mean Time. But it's actually moved forward. So now we have our 2 trains, we have our line, we have our schedules, we have our depot, we have everything connected. No little red things here and there, invalid order. Okay, now we click this, and now we're good to go. Now things are going to start happening. We'll turn this off. See the train appear there. See the train appear there. We got 2 trains, and now we'll turn this off so we can see what we're doing. What's happening? Now we can speed up time. Now you're seeing minutes waiting and what have you. And you'll see how many people get off the train and how many people get on the train, and then how much time is counting down before the departure. So red's people getting off, and then green's people getting on. And if we click on here, you'll see, we'll drag this over here, 32 packs, 50 packs bound for Ginza Station. They're happy. 53 packs bound for Nihonbashi Station. They're very happy. And see, they tell you how much they're paid, how much time, when the arrival time is, all this good stuff. The speed, how many packs out of how many total. All right. So we're moving people. And that is how you set up a train line, a schedule, and trains in Nimby Rails. And then we can watch our accounting here. And this is for the day. See, it shows your running costs, negative, your maintenance is negative, and then your ticketing fares and totals. How many people boarded the train, how many have reached their destination. Well, there's a bunch of people still on the train. So they haven't reached their destination yet, clearly. And we can actually click this down here and drag this down so we can see the whole thing. And that's it. Exciting stuff. So now you just build trains. You can build train lines and expand stuff and whatever you want to do. So if we want to expand up to Akihabara, for example, and on up to Ueno, all right, we go to build tracks. We're going to do a Conda station right here because that's where it is. So we're going to do create a new station, do a tunnel, start it about here-ish, run it 500 meters this way. Well, not quite 500. We'll do that. Oops. There. Click this. Click and drag till we get out to the length we want. This could be a 400 meter station. This could be like right here. Because I'm pretty sure these trains are not that long anyway. In fact, I know they're not when they're just 4 cars. So we'll do a 350 meter station. Like that-ish. Okay. Fine. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. Click it. Okay. Good. And then we'll do change the name because I don't think anybody here reads kanji. Conda station. Reduce the catchment area. Okay. Cool. So we're going to do a little bit more. Doink. That'll do. No, actually, I'm going to reduce it a little bit more. There. So we can get Akihabara Station in here properly. We're going to go back and build another one. Tunnel, 300, 400, 500 meters. There's your 500 meters. Actually, I'm going to take this up a little bit further. I know it's going, what are you doing? On me? Take it to about there. Nope, take it to about there. Drop it, drop it. Thank you. Go back here, remove the south end up, drop it down to 500 meters. We're just off the northwest end of Akihabara Station. There we go. Cool. All right, and then we will, we're done with that one. It says Chiyoda, it's Chiyoda Ward, but we're not going to use Chiyoda Ward, we're going to use Akihabara Station. And we'll make it smaller. Done. And now we're going to do the big dog on the north end. That's going to be station, tunnel, we're good to go there. And the Chuodori actually kicks back over this way and then becomes part of this highway. So I think we'll actually move it over there. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like, that sounds like a plan. Go 3, and okay. Just get it started, and then 484, 500. Boom. All right, sweet. Now we're going to keep Ueno Station with the big catchment area. All right, so now we just need to connect this stuff together. So we click on the plus button, and we're going to go a little north. And from there, actually, I think we're going to just shoot straight on up. I don't know if that's legit, but that's okay. I put a kinky kink in there. I don't like kinky kink. Let's just make it less kinky. There we go. Oh, there's still a little kinky kink in it. It's a little one now. So it's just being a little kinky. All right, let's come down here. Click, click. Cross the river. Click, click. Have it join in. Click here. Run down here. Click here. Have it join there. Boom. All right, so now we're all connected up there. Make sense? Build all blueprints. Yes. Boom. All right, now we got the whole kit and caboodle there. So now what we need to do is we're going to get through the rest of the day, and then we're going to change up the schedule a little bit. Okay. So we can fast forward another level. There's 200 something people. That's a lot of people getting on the trains. Oops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Escape. Hold on. Let's get back to this. Slow down here for a second. Let's see how many people are on the train. Oh, 210. Nice. It's a lot of passengers. I mean, they hold 588. And, I mean, they put thousands of people on these trains every day. They literally do. You may have seen videos and you may think it's funny, but they literally do have people in uniform, very nicely dressed, who stand there and push people. They're pushers. They push people to pack them on the train so that the doors can close. All right? It's legit. It's how busy it is. And then something they instituted a little over a decade ago for rush hours are women-only cars, because women were getting groped and fondled, and bad things were happening on the trains because you're so packed in. You have no idea who's touching you or who you're up against or whatever. Okay, so all right, so you can speed up here, and then if you go so fast, the map in UI is disabled. All right, so we're going to kick it down here. Now we're in the overnight mode, so we're going to pause. All right, so now we want to extend. Did I rename this? No, it's, ugh, holy crap, what is that? That is not what I wanted. All right, so to edit this, we're going to go back to tracks, move, edit, delete, click on this, all right, and change it up. Ueno Station, STN, and done. All right, that's all we need to do. We're going to leave the catchment area as it is, what have you. All right. So now we're going back to our line, Ginza Subway. See how it has add station stop and what have you? All right. Now we're going to change this up. So we are going to add stops to the line. We're going to back up here to Nihonbashi. Nope, to Nihonbashi. Oh wait, that's moving the wrong stop. That's moving a stop. We don't want to move a stop. New stops are inserted here. Okay, which could get, I guess, kind of tricky. So let's just delete some stops. That gets us to Nihonbashi. All right. So now, instead of Nihonbashi B, we're going to delete that. We're in Nihonbashi A. And then we're going to go to Kanda A, Akihabara A, and then Ueno B. That turns the train around back the other direction. Then back to Akihabara, then to Kanda, Nihonbashi, Ginza, Shinbashi, Minato Tamachi, and we're back to Shinagawa. Now it's got all this stuff. Master idiot alerts have come back up again. So we're going to turn that off. Turn on the timing calculator. Estimated travel leg times. Boom. Fixes that. Okay, so here's minimum interval bulk edit time. See how it's got a minimal interval hint? We can just hit paste, and it will fill that in. All right. So that's what I was talking about. It has to run a few times to figure that out, and then it'll math it out for you and say this is what we recommend you do the minimal interval. All right. But actually 1614 is half of 3229. So that's all you need to do is look at your total length and divide it in two. And with two trains, that means you'd have one at the north and one at the south end starting there. And then you go from there. Okay. So we can turn this off now. Back over to the trains. Everybody's good to go here. But number 2, we're going to click on here and we need to change this now to Ueno Station B. And we're going to need to give it a little more time, I think, to get there. What did it say the run time was? 32, so it needs 16 minutes to get there, more or less. We'll go with like 15 minutes. All right. So we're going to bump this up to 45. Now, if you want to see what the copy and paste thing does, actually what we can do is this. We'll just trash that slot, that slot, that slot, that, boom, and boom. Take this, copy, paste on all. Boom, done. It's all taken care of. Easy peasy. All right. And so it shows us our start position is going to be Ueno Station B. Now, if you want to create a new train that's just like this one, you click clone and it handles it. All right. And then you make a little adjustments to it here and there. Okay. If we wanted to clone this one, we could do that as well. All right. So let's, now that we've changed that, let's go back to this and let's kick it in the butt and get moving forward, and we will see. Now over here is a fun thing. We can do map options. We can do the line colors. So when you have a bunch of different color lines, you can do that and you can see what's what. Who's it? What's it? All right, here we go. There's our trains. Something seems a little off with our timing here. Yeah, our timing definitely seems off. Excuse me. So it'd be something we just need to adjust. But that's, you've seen how I make all the adjustments and stuff. All right, so let's see what train 001 comes in. 198 packs for Shinagawa Station. See, now it picked up a whole bunch of people. And yay, everyone's pretty happy. Excellent. They're very good. Okay. Now remember, the people pay you the base number plus 50 cents for every kilometer. You can make that whatever you want. But there are break-even points. There are points where people will say, I'm not happy with this. And you'll get less riders and what have you. All right, so you got to be mindful of that. But that is how we do that. Now, if I think we want to do here trains. Let's put this over here so we can see it. Now, I know it doesn't look terribly detailed. Now, if I zoom in, you'll actually see there's the train right there. So it tells you it's got the tag out front, but when you zoom in, you actually see the train running. All right, so that's kind of cool. All right, what else can we do here? Anybody have any questions regarding Nimby Rails? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Auto. Ooh. I was looking for this. I was looking for something to change the clock, and I haven't found it. There's autosave slots, autosave intervals. There's default fonts and languages and blah, 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 blah. You can upload stuff. There's graphics. It'll do an automatic graphics thing when you load the game initially. But I don't see an option. So what happens is if you get over here to company and accounting, let's just move this over here so we can see it between everything, because we won't watch trains go up and down. We're on to Friday now. Now, notice we're into Friday. Okay. This is still Thursday here because it's based on Greenwich Mean Time as opposed to local time. So that's a little goofy. But what you'll see here is your credit, $1 billion. Okay. What you've spent the money on, trains. Okay. Here's your running costs and your maintenance. All right. But fares, we've already made like $375,000. Okay. It'll roll over to the next day when this hits midnight, even though it's already the next day in Japan. It all evens out. It's 24 hours is still 24 hours. It's just a little wonky how that works. Because if you're running it here in Dallas, this clicks over to the next day before we do, before the clock does. And here, it's ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. So that's why you have that discrepancy there. All right. So it'll tell you how many people started the trip, which means those boarded trains, those reached destination. That's how many people are on board. Refund reached depot, 6 packs. So you have compensation, and you don't want to have people get pissed off because what it is late at night when we're going into the depot. All right. These people didn't get to their stop because at 1 a.m. it was a game over. So you're stuck. Take a taxi. Here's some money. All right. So that's how that works. You just want to minimize that number, and it usually works well if you put a maintenance window in. Now, I believe, and I've tried this, you can run the trains 24/7. You don't have to put them in. You just have to assign them to a depot. You don't have to have a depot, period. Another option would be if you're running 3 to 4 trains on a line, and this won't, it'll still, ding things up a little bit. But because you'll have trains 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And let's just say on Sunday, Monday, trains 2, 3, and 4 go into depot maintenance overnight, and train 1 keeps running. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, train 1 is in depot maintenance with 2 and 3, and train 4 starts running, and it rotates. Then at least if you have anybody on the line, they will, you'll still get packs through the night, but you don't tend to. From what I've seen, you really don't have anybody these hours. So we could almost probably back this up to midnight, but then again, it may change on the weekend because the ridership levels do change coming into the weekend. It does take into account the idea that, you know, people work most of the week. I'm not sure if you have like special events or things like that. If it, you're going to places where people want to go, because if you look at, let's back out just a little bit and scroll down here to Haneda. If we click here, you see there's a big cluster of people right here. Okay. And they may want to get to and from the airport. So we could probably extend the line down there and have it stop at, Shinagawa South and Ota, and then we cut it over, and then, maybe stops in Haneda as well. And then you go from there. But I don't think we're going to do that this episode. We may do that next time. I don't want to overload, everyone. And this was just kind of a first look, let you see what I've got a couple, 3-4 hours now in the game, and I kind of am digging it. It's neat that you can build stuff on a real map, and it really bases it on, real world populations and what have you. So I think Nimby Rails is worth the $16 or so. And it's like 2 guys doing this. So don't, I wouldn't expect, super cool, amazing graphics or what have you. But look at what they've done. I think it's pretty impressive. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I think, are good to go. What we may do next time is is possibly extend the line down to Haneda Airport, and or we may build a commuter line and start building up Tokyo Station and run the line that goes up here, the Chuo line, runs up, cuts around, runs along the Kanda River over here to Itabashi. It goes, there's Suidobashi. Here's Tokyo Dome City, which is a big amusement park. When I was over there with my buddy Steven, we stayed, where did we stay? We stayed right down here in a hotel, right in this area, I think, because we walked up to Itabashi, or rode subway, like one stop to Itabashi Station, and got Japan Rail tickets. And then we rode the train over to Suidobashi Station. Am I saying? Yep, I'm right, because that's Yotsuya. So Suidobashi Station is right here. And then you have Tokyo Dome City, which is where the big baseball stadium is. And then there's a roller coasters and cool stuff here. And then we walked. So, like, Fred went with us, rest his soul. Fred Stroud's a buddy of mine. He tagged along, and I think Stephen and Fred may have walked one side. I walked the other, and we took pictures all along, all the way down here. This is Ochanomizu Station. So a couple of us went one way, and the others went the other way. And now what was funny about this is here's this bridge over the Kanda River, and here's the stations, right? It runs underneath these 2 roads. And so on one of these buildings over here, because there's a bunch of tall, like, apartment buildings and office buildings and stuff, one of them had a webcam, and you could log onto it on the web. That's the name. And you could watch the trains running through Ochanomizu Station. And you could scroll the camera around and get a little better look at stuff. And we were using this for research. We took a bunch of screenshots and pictures and all this stuff. So we flew over there, and then on Saturday, we got up on Sunday. We went up there, got our tickets, did this walk thing. So we're here. So Stephen goes to the phones here at the Ochanomizu Station. He calls his wife back here in the States. She logs on the computer, pulls up the web camera, and Fred and Steven and I go out on the bridge and we hang a Texas flag over the bridge. And she takes pictures of us on this bridge with that web camera halfway around the world. Super cool stuff. So it's really kind of neat that you can see all this cool stuff here in Tokyo and any city. You know, pick your poison. Like right over here, Edo Tokyo Museum. Here it is. It's the Ryogoku Kokugikan, which is the sumo stadium. I went there for the Akibasho, which is the fall tournament in 1992. Super cool. So yeah, so there, and then the Sobu line pops up out of the ground right here, I think. It comes out of Tokyo Station, it runs underground, and it takes a right, and then it crosses under the river, I think, and then it comes up out of the ground, and then these are like some of the station locations along here that are kind of empty plots and what have you. So, very cool stuff. All right, so that's Nimby Rails, guys. There's a first look at it for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope, let's see, let's do a little pause action here. We'll come back and look at this next time. All right, so over here, go to our main menu, save game, and we will do create new save game, Japan Rail 002, because I actually did this the other day, but I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing. All right, so there we go. That's how you do it. So we will kick this back over to here and say thanks for watching. Hope you give us a like, share with your friends, let them know about the channel, let them know about Nimby Rails, now available on Steam. Link in the description below from Weird and Rye Games. Fun little game outfit. I think it's two brothers. So maybe you think about supporting them by picking this up and having some fun with it. Also, you can follow us on Twitch at A_train_games. On Discord at A-train_games, where you can discuss this game and others. See my Steam library, make game requests, and also the library of airports I have on Tower 3D Pro. And yes, Alex, I will be doing some Tower 3D Pro again soon. In fact, we'll probably do Tokyo Haneda because it all ties together. Hooray! There are hundreds of hours of videos available on the channel. I hope you get loads of time of enjoyment with those. I don't have enough subscribers with YouTube to warrant being paid, which kind of sucks. So if you feel in your heart you'd like to make a donation, help support my efforts, help me upgrade my equipment, keep up with the latest and greatest, donations are greatly appreciated at paypal.me/atraingames. That's paypal.me/atraingames. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your support. One way or the other, thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed the show, and if you got any questions, comments, put those in the chat or in the comment section below, and let us know what you think about Nimby Rails. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are on planet Earth or beyond. I'm A-Train, it's over. And I'm out.